Hello, and thank you for watching this June 8th weather update, brought to you by Agrible, the makers of Morning Farm Report. My name is Eric Snodgrass, and I'm a senior atmospheric scientist and co-founder of Agrible. After the soaking rains of May, this past week brought some much-needed relief to Texas and Oklahoma. This map shows the total accumulated precipitation over the last 7 days, ending on Sunday morning, June 7th. And we can see that in addition to things drying out in the south-central United States, parts of Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan were dry as well. A dry week in June can help the new corn crop, as plants will send roots deeper for water, which strengthens their overall health. However, after a week of plentiful sunshine, Sunday afternoon and evening brought soaking rains to Iowa, Illinois, and Indiana. In some locations, flash flooding was an issue, as these thunderstorms slid to the southeast, and several locations were hit repeatedly. But with the corn and bean crops well along their way in Illinois, this excessive rain is not likely to have widespread impact on the fields. In terms of severe weather reports, here's the Storm Prediction Center's severe reports as of 9 p.m. on Sunday night. Several locations in north-central Illinois reported wind damage with the Sunday afternoon storms, and many locations experienced winds in excess of 60 miles an hour. Most of the hail reports were from storms that fired in Kansas, Colorado, and along the Red River of the North. If you would like to monitor your fields for hail damage, we at Agrible have developed new software that pinpoints the location of hail in each storm so that we can provide you with a field-level report on where hail damage was possible from a given storm system. If you would like a free trial of this report, please contact me at eric@agrible.com. In this animation, provided by tropicaltidbits.com, we can see that after the storms clear out on Monday morning, much of the Corn Belt gets a day or two to dry out. There is another system moving through the Midwest on Wednesday, but at this point, precipitation amounts remain relatively light. Thursday brings another low-pressure system out of Colorado that heads toward Minnesota and Wisconsin. If the forecast track of this system is accurate, these rains will continue to help end the drought conditions in the northern part of the Corn Belt. These regular rainfall events are certainly pointing to another great year for yields in the United States. Looking now at temperatures, we can see that after a brief cooling period behind Sunday's cold front, 70s and 80s spread across the plains and Midwest this week. Some parts of the western and southern plains will break into the 90s on a few days, but it looks like another great week for accumulating growing degree days as corn and beans pass through their vegetative stages. Now that the first week of June is past, we can take a look at the long-term forecast for July through September. On the left are the 3-month precipitation anomalies, and on the right are the 3-month temperature anomalies. As we have been forecasting since February, several large-scale weather patterns, including El Niño, have positioned the jet stream into a configuration that supports above-average precipitation across much of the central United States. Due to this same pattern and abundant rain, the central U.S. is likely to be a little cooler than normal. Remember, though, that this region routinely hits mid and upper 90s in July and August. We will keep a close eye on the forecast as July gets here and the corn crop enters its reproductive stages, due to the extreme sensitivity of corn to heat stress at that time. If any heat stress or drought conditions show up in the long-term forecast, we will be the first to let you know. Finally, looking at global weather conditions, this map shows the regions across the world where corn production is concentrated. We already have a great picture of the weather in the United States, so let's briefly look at Europe and Asia to see how the 2015 crop looks in terms of weather conditions. Much of Europe started off 2015 with patchy dryness, but major corn-producing regions like Ukraine have had above normal precipitation and plenty of warmth, which points to another good year for yields. In Northeastern China, we see a similar story. Regular rain and above-average precipitation are likely pointing to a good year here too. Finally, looking in India as the summer monsoon arrives, most stations are already above average this year for precipitation. The extreme and deadly heat wave over the last 2 weeks took its toll, but the 2015 monsoon looks to be closer to the 30-year average, which is welcomed after last year's drier monsoon season. Hopefully this global perspective gives you some insight into how markets will play out this summer. As always, we at Agrible will bring you the latest and best weather forecast information through our Morning Farm Report, so that you can efficiently plan your operations. We thank you for your attention and hope you look forward to our next video weather update. Thank you.